Welcome back to the CriblCon 25 CriblCast News Desk. My name is Bradley Chambers. I am here with Zack Tembi from Single Fin. Zack, I know we're like halfway through the first full day. What's been the vibe like so far?
Great energy. I just love, you could feel innovation in the air. The customers that have come out, they're so passionate about what Cribl is helping them do. And then, Cribl's done a great job showing what they can do for their customers in the future. So I think it's a really great energy, really great environment for everybody.
Well, I think too, as tech gets more advanced, I think in some ways we have to get more focused on people and their relationships. Because if customers and partners can trust that we're building, that we're talking and we're building our roadmap is based on what problems customers need to solve, everybody wins. Now, how do you see the SIEM market? Seems like there's just a lot of questions, and I've joked with other people that today that everybody's favorite SIEM is their next one. It's going to solve all your problems. That market seems like there's a lot of changes. People are moving. There's questions about where do we store data? How do you see that market evolving as we head the rest of this year and we head into 2026?
Yeah, I think really what we've seen in Single Fin, we're working with some of Cribl's most advanced, largest customers in the world. And I think the legacy SIEM is going away. That's just my premonition. Now that customers have the ability to take ownership over their data, they're spending hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on these legacy SIEMs out there in the market, when in the future they're going to be able to integrate 5 or 6 agentic agents together, solving specific security tasks. It's going to be a lot easier to innovate and reiterate, right? Swapping those agents in and out when something better comes out or you need more context. And why spend $5-10 million on a SIEM when you could stitch these agents together and own your data with Cribl?
Yeah, it's really rethinking, and we call it data tiering at Cribl. It's just a rethought of if you just step back from, okay, here's the problem to be solved with our telemetry data. And if no SIEMs, no legacy products existed, and you have this first principles approach to building something new, you build something that's built for the future, not built for the past. That technical, at some point you have to pay back that technical debt, or you can't. And you're getting to the place where it's not even just a budgetary issue. The technology on these legacy products just doesn't meet the needs you're going to have going forward.
100%.
Now, what do you have any kind of complex or a kind of emerging use cases that Single Fin is using Cribl to help solve for your customers?
Yeah, I think one that's interesting. So we're talking future state, but right now Single Fin we're helping some some of the largest kind of investors internally in AI infrastructure. So we're helping Fortune 50 companies develop their AI infrastructure, and I think what a lot of companies are missing that aren't adopting AI today, but if they plan to in the future, think about when AWS kind of first came to market, and then you piped all your services over to AWS. There's all these nascent services in the background creating data that might or might not be relevant today or in the future. Cribl is a great way, as these companies think of all these agents. If you have 50, 60, thousands of AI agents supporting your business, how much nascent data is being created in the background? So we're helping customers get a hold of that with Cribl and shipping what's right to their analysis engine of choice, and just making sure that they're not wasting and they're utilizing everything for value.
One of the things I love about our relationship with partners that have those customer relationships is, if your customers have existing infrastructure, they're like, hey, we use this. Cribl is not trying to just cut all that out. It's like we integrate well, and customers' environments are complex, and they really need their vendors to be working together. We call it co-opetition at Cribl. We may compete with customer or companies on various things, but ultimately, if our customers want to use what was considered one of our competitors, we're here for the customer, and it's the customer's data, and our goal is to really help unlock all that, and we want to work well together. Obviously, you're talking about some of the most demanding environments in the world, some of the most complex environments in the world.
Yeah.
The issue I think the IT industry has is not enough trained individuals. We can't make them. People that can do these jobs. How if a company lacks expertise internally to manage their telemetry environment, what can Single Fin do to support that and to close that gap?
Yeah, it's a great question, Brad. So really, we're a true partner to our customers, right? And we built our business around being experts in this data pipeline space. And our role at Single Fin is when we jump in with a customer, our goal isn't to get 5 bodies on site. We're not a big box consulting reseller or consulting firm. We really want to partner with the customer, enable them. So we take this domain expertise that we built around Cribl. We have our own custom automation and scripts that we share with our customers through the learnings of deploying some of the more complex environments. And we want to really empower our teams to go do that. And when they need help, hey, call us up, we'll jump in. We do that all the time for customers, jump in and really solve some of their more complex problems that they're encountering with Cribl.
I have a long background in IT going back, to the mid-early 2000s. One of the things I've really felt like has changed with vendors and partners is it's no longer just like you buy a server from me, you pay us to put it in. It's like this used to be like very IT and their vendors used to be kind of transactional.
Sure.
And now, because everything is constantly changing and everything is like constantly running, like there's no project in IT that's really ever done. Like, if you deploy this thing has to run forever, and there's updates and there's new things that have to change. Mm-hmm. And so it's less transactional with customers and more like, you're a trusted partner. It's a like we're kind of bringing you in house. It's really I like it, and I think it's a win for customers, it's a win for companies. What do you think is the most overlooked, or I guess what customers are underestimating the value that Cribl delivers for them with their entire telemetry data systems?
Yeah, I think the one piece of value that Cribl provides, and it's tough to really quantify it, but just the efficiency and ability to develop solutions very quickly. Even going back 3-4 years ago, it would take 6 months or a year to develop a prototype internally with your data, right? And really getting value out of data. With Cribl, you could get there in days and weeks. So you can iterate very quickly, especially with the investment in creating AI-driven, AI-native apps. That's going to create more complexity, right? Stitching multiple apps together. And Cribl is a great solution to really make sure that customers can accelerate that journey as they adopt some of those workloads.
Well, if you really think, I remember, talking to customers like very much pre-Cribl, and I don't know if you've seen the Ben Affleck meme where he's smoking the cigarette, he looks exhausted. Like, that's kind of how, if you were working with telemetry data and you had to, somebody internally needed to onboard a new source, that's kind of how you felt. And with Cribl, we have all these pre-built integrations, and there's known path. Telemetry data is growing at such a rapid pace. You need known solutions to solve problems. Mm-hmm. And without Cribl, a lot of it's like, I guess we'll try to build something ourselves. And that's where I love that we have all these pre-built integrations. Cribl Packs has been a huge part of that. Wrapping up, what are you looking forward to with working with your customers the rest of the year? With Cribl, not Cribl, what are you the most excited about?
Yeah, I think the thing that excites me the most is maturity around security-specific agents and really understanding how we could get them to integrate together. I mean, that's a challenge. Things are developing so quickly, like I said prior. It used to take a year to build a prototype, build a security solution. Now it takes a matter of weeks to have something that's production ready. So that's going to only reinforce innovation and figuring out what's going to meet our specific customer needs. That's the biggest challenge and the biggest excitement on our end, really.
And there's a lot of unknowns with how agentic AI is going to evolve over the next 24 months. I mean, I don't know that any of us could have predicted in 2022 what 2025 would look like. And I think the key for customers is not to necessarily know exactly what 2027, 2028 looks like, but regardless of what it looks like, we have the technology and the partners in place to address it. Yep. And I think that's the key in having those vendors that you trust. Zach, thanks for taking the time to chat with us. We'll have in the description here on YouTube, you can watch it, learn more about Single Fin, and check out the rest of our content. Thanks for everybody for watching this section of the CriblCon 25 news desk, and we'll be back later on.
Appreciate it.